Okay. What every good cold emailer is secretly doing explained like a Men's Health celebrity workout. So you ever see like before Thor 3 or something, and you see like Chris Hemsworth and he's like, I do 3 sets of lateral raises, but you know that he's on TRT, he's on trend, he's on steroid, like there's other stuff going on. So cold email right now is very much like that in that the information, especially in the last 6 months, the information gap between what's really going on and what people are telling you is more like this. So I'm just going to explain everything that all good cold emailers are doing right now. Okay. So first thing is either smart lead or a private sequencer with private warm up enabled. Some people are still using smart lead. They usually use both, and they're slowly transitioning into more and more and more private sequencer just because of the results. But a lot of them are still doing both. For a lot of them, Smartly warm up is still good, or they're using the private warm up feature because public warm up for most people is more harm than good. In terms of the inbox setup, it's usually split between Gmail, some kind of Superwave Outlook hack, because as you know, Superwave was started basically because of a hack, an exploit in Microsoft Office. And you can set up a bunch of inboxes, like 2, 3, 4, 500, and send very, very few messages per inbox, and then replace them as needed. And that gets around, and that's very cheap to do. And then also private SMTP for a cheap deliverability boost. So if you know someone on the inside, you know that private SMTP is a very high margin. It costs pennies, and it's more like a band-aid. It doesn't work for a long period of time, like mail forwards, whatever. All these things like break down after a few weeks or months. But if you want like a big boost to deliverability, you can use SMTP as like a band-aid for a campaign. It's not a long-term solution, but we all know Google, Microsoft is the gold standard, but you see people using it for those purposes. And another thing that you're seeing is cross ESP matching. So Gmail inboxes into Microsoft very well, and vice versa. But Google to Google is a disaster. Microsoft is okay, but it's actually cross ESP matching is what's working really well right now. There are some changes, I think, on the horizon because just like Outlook, like a year ago or 2 years ago, we sent like almost every, if you ever worked corporate America, Outlook would send like every new email to spam. So it made spam superfluous. You just check spam every morning. So the same thing is starting to happen with Google. So I feel like we're going to see it easing up on these Gmail restrictions in the next few weeks because they're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So that's what's going on right now as of the 16th of September.